fertility rates are going down in many countries, and especially in the big countries in Asia, such as China, Japan, in the entire Europe and in the US, we have falling birth rates. There are many reasons behind this. That will in the end turn into a socioeconomic problem if it's not addressed in one way or another. The problem with solving this is both technical and sociological. Today, one heterosexual couple out of 6 will not be able to conceive naturally. This is our core area. This is where we invest and where we have most of our activities. The other thing is that we're the only company who invests in research and development from conception to birth. It is not only about IVF, it is not only about getting pregnant, it is also about having a safe, positive experience with your pregnancy where you and your child can be healthy, and to have a safe delivery. It's a choice whether you want a family or not. But for those who really want a family, who wants children, the realization that you cannot is a big loss. A family builds, for those who want it, a sense of purpose and completeness. And lots of parents that I meet and talk to regularly who have children that have come to this world via IVF will testify to the fact how their lives change. Not only with a child in the family, but also their network and the network that the child brings. The total social network changes if you have a family. I think for all of us, no matter how a family looks, it is sort of what keeps us together.
The hardest thing for us is the waiting times. You're already in quite a desperate situation because you've been trying for some time to have a baby. You've been told this is the only way you're going to have a baby. So then straight away, you've got the psychological impact of knowing that you're going to have to wait longer. And then when you are first seen, the chances are there's going to be a further wait on top of that. If you are lucky enough to get funded and you are lucky enough to start a cycle, the physicality of that is just as hard. It's such a drawn-out process. You could be talking years before you've even got anywhere to start to see somebody to actually start a cycle. It shouldn't be determined by how much money you've got, where you live. It should be accessible to everybody. Everybody should have the right to be able to try and have a baby, and unfortunately that isn't the case at the moment.
Denmark has always been liberal. We had some of the first gay marriages in Denmark, and people have for at least a decade come to Denmark to get treatment if they were lesbian couples, single women to get pregnancies. When you talk access to treatment, you also have to have access for everybody and not just for a secluded group of patients. And I think Denmark is a good example, covering a lot of variety of people.
As we know, 30% of all fertility problems or infertility is a female problem. 30% is a male problem, which is very rarely acknowledged. And unfortunately today, there are no medical solutions to help resolve that. And 30% is a combination of the man and the woman, or unknown reasons. So this is absolutely not a female problem. This is a problem for the couples who are trying to conceive. We invest heavily in research and development and collaborate across the world with world-class research institutions. We work with the Chinese Academy of Sciences on male and female infertility and placenta biology to also understand diseases of pregnancy. We work with the Karolinska Institute, we work with the March of Dimes in the US. So everywhere we can find a strong research partner who shares our passion and ambition to change this, we will collaborate.
Last year, 10% of the children that were born after some kind of fertility treatment. Approximately 5 or 6% were after IVF treatment. And that means that in every Danish school class you will have at least one, but often 2 children born after fertility treatment.
I think I'm always surprised and quite saddened actually when I hear the access in other countries, especially like in Denmark, how accessible it is to people, it just makes me feel sad, but also hopeful that in some way it could be recognised more in the UK and that we might actually get to that place with it as well.
In Ferring, we believe in everyone's right to build a family. That includes single women and members of the LGBTQ community. There are solutions already available today to fertility problems. And you have the right to have a family, and you have the right to have children if you desire to do so. For the next 10 years, the breakthrough in reproductive medicine will not be innovation in therapies, it will be innovation in access.